Welcome, Penny. Thank you for being here today.
My pleasure.
So, just for people watching this video, can you just give a little bit of background about who you are, etc.?
Who I am. 74 years old. Um, Reached out to you because actually my trainer kept hearing things on the radio and hearing people talking about their successes. And I wanted to lose 10 pounds. I was very, very skeptical. And so I reached out because she encouraged me to do so. This was after I had gone to a gastroenterologist's office. They were offering a weight loss program, and their program included all types of foods, packaged foods, with all kinds of artificial ingredients and seed oils and all of that stuff. And I knew that was not for me. When I said that was not for me, they offered me Ozempic. Um, I am a retired RN, and I try as hard as I can to be aware of what I'm putting in my body, and I knew that was not right for me. But somehow I could not lose these 10 pounds. In any event, when I
So,
had when I
they
had my
basically offered you bad and worse
correct,
when it comes to
correct.
options. What were some of the frustrations that you were having before you did our program? Some problems you were having, meaning, what was your thought process as far as why you wanted to lose the weight?
Yeah. I really wanted to lose the weight because I wasn't happy with the way I looked, and I wasn't happy with the way I would get dressed, trying to conceal. I guess what most women's problems are is their midriff and the middle part of their body. And um, what really gave me the impetus was I have a very active social life. I live in a community where we go out a lot, and I was drinking a lot. And I tried dry January. And when I stopped drinking, I realized that, hey, I took off a couple of pounds, not a lot, but a couple of pounds, because I probably was eating more than
It
when
helped a little, but I
correct.
remember this conversation as far as you didn't want your social life affected. And I remember saying to you that we work with people who never eat home anymore. This is South Florida. So many retirees do our program and they don't cook anymore, so we
Right.
made it work. So can you explain to people, up to this date, how much weight have you lost and what changes have you noticed?
I've lost, if not 20 pounds, close to 20 pounds. And I never thought I'd be able to lose the 10. So what's really interesting is um, I'm very happy with where I am now, but now I'm beginning to think that maybe I could lose that another 3 and really be, at just have more room to play with. I've never felt better, quite frankly. I feel really great. I have more energy than I had, and mentally I feel better about myself. I was never
Excellent.
really fat. No one would ever consider me heavy, quote unquote, um, which I think is true for a lot of people. Um, but now I just feel great. I really feel
And you want to
great.
feel comfortable in your own skin, and you know what target weight that accomplishes that for you.
Mhm.
I always say to clients, you know your body better than anybody else. It's not what other people see.
That's true.
Absolutely.
That's true.
Absolutely. So, how are you as far as maintaining your weight reduction? Could you share with people as far as you did our program now, where are you at?
Um, I'm at the point where I'm kind of afraid to stop completely with the drops. I take them in the morning, and sometimes I take them in the evening, but I pretty much have a really good routine, I believe. I've been walking every day. I pretty much have the same foods during the day, but at night when I go out for dinner, I vary. And I'm well aware. I think what happens is you develop a greater awareness of what you're eating and is it worth it? Now, when I'm with friends that are drinking, I say, wow, I do I really want that drink? Because I know if I have that,
Should I do it Saturday instead of Tuesday? Type of
correct,
thing.
correct.
Exactly.
Like I'm not going to have a drink every night, and I'm certainly
Yeah.
not going to have bread every day, and I'm not, you become more aware.
Yeah, well, and this psychology component where you worked really hard, you accomplished your goal, you're feeling great. So then it's you kind of sever the cycle of eating like garbage because it tastes good and being in a rut. Once you start experiencing that new life, you really just your mind takes over. A lot of people say during their consults they don't know if they can do it long term, but the body not just physiologically changes, but the psyche changes. And that's where to kind of address what you just mentioned, the drops are designed to help us through the process. They are designed to help ramp up your metabolism to burn fat. And once we get your metabolism heightened, our whole goal is to teach you where you don't need to use anything to assist the process. So I don't want you to have any concerns. Discuss that with your coach and let them know that. But we want you to not be on the drops anymore that assisted us. We want to teach you how you can have occasional cheat meals and do this for the rest of your life all on your own, keeping yourself in that buffer zone. So what you mentioned before with that 3 pounds, it sounds like you just want to achieve a little bit more buffer to have some more playing room for more alcohol and more cheat meals, which is
Exactly.
understandable. So we will help you accomplish that. Just discuss that with your coach and we'll make sure that you feel comfortable. I never want you to be concerned or have fear. We're here for you. Okay. Is there any message that you'd like to send to anybody watching this video? Perhaps people who are on the fence about our program or people who don't realize, especially with your background, that there's a lot of people think that the injections and the pills are the only way to do this.
You know what I would say? When I signed up, when I got off the phone with you, and I said to you, I'm doing this, and I have to tell you, I have not been disappointed. Not even one day have I been disappointed. I went in committed. If you're not going to be committed, there's no point in doing this.
Oh, absolutely. You can't do any weight loss program if you don't have a commitment, of course.
But there was leeway. I forgot, my coach Ryan mentioned it. There's a term he used because I said to him, I'm a coffee person and I have to have my cream in my coffee. Oh, non-negotiable. There are non-negotiables. And I lost all of this weight still having my coffee in the morning with the cream because that was a non-negotiable for me. I think it isn't. I think when push comes to shove, it's an easy program. Certainly
Yeah,
you.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm in agreement with you. I love that you just said that because there are things where we have our program and then we have the way of coaching the client through it for their non-negotiables. That's a perfect way of putting it where there are things people have to stick to. If our goal is to create a realistic lifestyle where you can maintain and do this all on your own, sometimes we have to bend a little bit for someone's happiness. And even if the results take a little bit longer to get, but we're creating that lifestyle where they could sustain is all that really matters. I'm so happy you brought that up. That's very important. Thank you.
Yeah. And the other thing is I did have cheat meals. I did have times when I was at a celebration and stuff like that, but I refused to let the scale get me down because you might go up 6 ounces, then the next day you might go down a pound. But I have to tell you, I think this program is fantastic. I really do. And I've been to my physician. You will appreciate this. I went for a checkup and the nurse came back in and said, do you mind getting back on the scale again? We think there might be something wrong. And I said, no. And by the way, before I started the program, I brought the drops to my physician and I said, can you just tell me that everything's okay with this before I start? And she looked and she said, Penny, there is not one thing in these drops that will harm you. So that's also an important.
They're all natural amino acids. There's no contraindications or any medications or conditions. The best analogy I use with people is if you go to the gym and you want to build muscle, you go home and you have a protein shake, and the proteins are designed to help with muscle growth. And the aminos that we use are designed for fat metabolism. I mean, they're all natural, no side effects or anything. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you for your wonderful story. I'm glad that you had such an amazing experience. I definitely want to still continue to work with you to fine tune to get to your ultimate goal, and also help you feel comfort in knowing how to do this all on your own without using any drops or anything, and just having the lifestyle. But
But yeah.
thank you for
Don't you
sharing. I
want me
appreciate you
to,
being here.
don't you want me to stand up? I
Oh, go
purposely,
ahead.
I purposely tried to put something on that's form fitting. You have no idea.
Angle your camera down a little bit. Let's see the
Oh,
waistline.
I don't really know. Is that better?
Wow, look at you.
And I'm sure I look heavier on the camera.
No, not at all. You kind of remind me of Olivia Newton-John from Greece.
Very funny. Everyone in my community has come over. They've asked me, you have to tell me what you did. Did you do shots? So I'm so happy to meet you. And
Oh, you too. And you look fantastic. You sound fantastic. And I truly appreciate you sharing your story. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you.
Take care.
You too.